today, as you guys can see from the titulo of this video, we are going to share with you, as if I'm a million people, I am going to share with you guys what exactly I am decluttering today. If you are new and don't know, I typically declutter on my own, put it in a basket, in a container, in a box, somewhere where it's out of sight, out of mind. If I do not think about these eyeshadow palettes after a month, sometimes I extend it even longer. These have been in a box for 2 months and I have not once cared to reach for them, wonder about them, curious about them, nothing. It just completely forgot about them. So to me, that means they are officially gone out of my makeup wardrobe and they can move on to new homes if I can find new homes for them. So I'm going to share with you guys the palettes that I have for you guys today. It's not a huge pile, but I'd rather do small increments than the huge declutter and then regret it later on in life. So if you're interested to see what palettes I'm decluttering this time, stay tuned. That watched my last video, thank you so much for being so kind and so sweet in your comments. It's hard for me to read comments about my situation, and if you don't know, I would suggest watch the video. I put it at the end, so for those that didn't care to hear about it, it's at the end and you can just skip it. But I just wanted to say thank you because your words mean a lot. As you see this video, we have not had our vet appointment, but he is doing so much better. But I know that's like a false hope. It's just the meds working for him. But unfortunately, the meds that are helping him in one way are eventually will be affecting another organ because we were already warned. So it's inevitable. But at least right now, he is doing so much better. My anxiety is so much better. I'm like not tense and all over the place. Like I feel at peace right now. And hopefully we can get somewhere with the doctors when I'm sure they're going to take blood work and stuff to see where he's at. And then we'll determine to see how much more we have with him. So thank you guys. I do appreciate it. Sometimes it's very difficult for me to read because I'm bawling my eyes out again. And I try not to do that. So if I haven't gotten back to you or I don't specifically write a comment, it's because I'm just overwhelmed. So just know that I do read every single thing. All right, so now that we're here in this video where we're supposed to be, let's get into each of the palettes. First and foremost, I have officially decided to let go of this palette. I'm trying not to like flip it this way. I can't even tell you how many times I've repressed the shadows in this palette and it does not work. I think that her first batch, like I mentioned, look at this. Like her first batch that she came out with of this palette, this is the Clarity Cosmetics So Mesmerizing or Murmurizing palette, was bad. It just wasn't pressed in right. I think that now she may have a better grip on things, like as far as how to press palettes. I'm trying not to get it all over myself. This is just terrible. I'm tired of it. I'm not reaching for it because it's just such a mess. Every time I see it, I have to lay it flat in one of my drawers instead of sitting it upright. And I don't like that because then I miss it because I'm piling things on top. And like I said, this is just a mess. I've repressed these shimmers about like 50,000 times. The mattes were terrible in this palette. I have heard other people say that the mattes are good. Again, I think because I purchased it on the first run, it wasn't that great. So this is just going straight to the trash. I'm done with it. I haven't purchased since this palette from this brand because of my how things went, and I'm not gonna go through with it. But I've lost interest in the brand, and I really, nothing that she's come out with has really caught my attention that I already don't have. So anyway, that's going in the trash. I'm done with it. I tried everything. I tried to depot, put it in a Z palette. I mean, I did it all. It did not work. It's just going to the trash. Okay, you guys. As I'm looking at this pile, I'm thinking to myself, an era is coming to an end. There's a lot of palettes in here that I've had for a while that signify a certain season in my YouTube journey that I've had, and it's coming to an end and I'm okay with it. It's bittersweet, but I have accepted that I have better things and I'm not reaching for these things, and they're still good quality, so I'm gonna try to find a home for them. First and foremost, I'm gonna get rid of these are the last 3 palettes that I have from this brand. I don't own any, I don't think I own anything else as far as eyeshadows from this brand, and that is the Balm. I'm getting finally rid of the last 3 The Balm palettes. These are the matte ones, the Meet Matte Nude, Meet Matte Adore, and Meet Matrimony. So the first one was the Meet Matte Nude. These are all matte shadows. These are great quality, and you get a ton of product in here. My goodness. I tried to pan one of these and I barely made a dent in here. So these are still good. I did kind of like touch them and stuff before I disinfected them, and they're still good. So I'm gonna try to find somebody for them. Like, this is the one that I try to hit pan on, and look, it looks like I did absolutely nothing. That was about a good 25 to 30 uses. So I think that somebody will get used to them. Like this shade is beautiful and I really liked it, but I do have it in other palettes that I'm reaching for more than this one. This is the Meet Matrimony, which is more of like your purples and mauves, pinky colors. So I think somebody will enjoy these. These are still good, even though they're older, but the quality's still there. I've always said that I feel like the older palettes, older makeup before, I would say 2015, 2016, around there, that's when we started to like, oh my gosh, this is gonna kill you if this ingredient is in here. This is gonna kill you, that is gonna kill you. When people started changing their formulas to have more of a cleaner thing, it went down. It went down. It's crappy now. So these are still really good. So I'm hoping somebody will get these off my hands and enjoy them more than I have. Here's more that I'm gonna get rid of. This is the BH Cosmetics Summer in Saint-Tropez. Now this one is basically brand new. I've only used it about twice, if that. I used this shade. The shimmers are beautiful, the few shimmers that I have played with, but I don't reach for this palette because when I think of colorful palettes, this is not something that's coming to mind. This is not something that I'm reaching for. If I've only reached for it a few times and that's it, it's not really something for me. I would love it to keep it for these 2 shades right here, but why would I do that? I'd rather give it intact to somebody else. I have enough colorful palettes that I reach for that this one is just falls on the wayside. There's other BH Cosmetic palettes that I do own that I love the color story more with the color in it than I do this one. I just never reach for this one. I really didn't. And even looking at it now, I'm not drawn to it. I'm not interested in it. It doesn't excite me. It doesn't get me to wear color like other palettes have. So I'm going to give this away while it's still relatively, I've only used it twice. So relatively brand new for somebody who will enjoy that. Then I'm going to get rid of this one. This is the BH Cosmetics Royal Affair. These were the palettes that I think they came out with 2 or 3 of this version. No, it was about like 4. I already had gotten rid of the previous ones that I had. I think it was more like 6 of them because I got rid of like 4 of them before and I only had 2 left. Before they ended up going with this kind of packaging and square pans, they had these. This is a beautiful palette, but again, I'm not reaching for it. The cool tones. I have cool tone palettes that I'm reaching for more. This one keeps getting pushed over, skimmed over. It is beautiful and it's still good quality, so I am going to let it go and give it to somebody who will enjoy it. So I'm going to get rid of this one. I know this is the end of an era. This one really getting to me because I never thought I would, but I think it's time. I think it is time to get rid of this one. This is the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival. This palette is what got me into color again. I was in a phase where it was only neutrals and only higher end name brands. And then BH Cosmetics came out with this and I fell back in love with color. And I will always remember this palette for this reason. I don't want to keep it for nostalgia reasons, in a drawer full of memories. No. I have plenty of video footage of this palette. You guys know what palette I'm talking about when I mention this palette. If not, I can Google a picture of it to share with you guys if I ever reference this palette. But it's just, I'm not reaching for it. There's other things I'd rather reach for, and I think it's time. It is time to let this one go. I think, and the packaging is just beautiful. I really do like it. Like, if I can cut this out and just put it on a frame, this is so pretty. So pretty. Okay, yeah. I'm going to let it go before I change my mind on that one. Last but not least, it's a large palette, and I've thought about this one long and hard, and I even thought about this one when I was decluttering back during the holiday season, but I gave myself this summer to see if I would reach for it, and here we are, and I have come with that feeling of, you know what, I'm ready to let it go. And some of you may not even remember this one. This is the Violet Voss Pro Ride or Die palette. Look at this. I don't even know if this exists anymore. I bought this because one, it had my name in it, which is not really my real name. My nickname is in it. And at the time, you really didn't see a lot of warm and cool tone color stories all in one. And this one had it all. It did. But I'm being honest, when I open this up, I don't care for it. I really don't care for it. I love my neutrals. I love my warm tones. I love a cool tone. But when looking at this specific palette, I'm just like, ew. Like, I just get no feelings for it. I don't want to reach for it. I don't care to reach for it. I think I forced myself to reach for it throughout this year just to see, and I didn't care. It's a lot. It's a lot, you guys. Like, I feel like this is too much. And I feel like this would go really nice for somebody who just wants one palette. Somebody that I may know that just wants one palette that can work all year round. Warm tones, cool tones, smoky eye, burnt warm tones, light version, shimmery, a few thrown in there, gentle, multi-chrome kind of thing, like a duochrome shifting palette. Nothing too extravagant, nothing where it's flaky shadows. Everything works how it's supposed to work. There's no like finicky, like messing around with the eyeshadows. Like, I feel like that'll be for this. No, even then looking at this right now, I'm just like, nope, not interested. And it's taking up a lot of space in my drawer. So I'm also going to go ahead and get rid of that one. All right, guys, like I mentioned, this was going to be quick and easy, but these are the palettes that I have pulled out that I'm ready to let go. Even going through them with you right now, I'm still good to say that they're going to leave my collection. I do this every so often, and I will make this very clear. No, I did not get rid of these because of the Sydney Grace palettes that I recently purchased. That is not the reason why I got rid of these. These have been sitting out of my drawers for about 2 months, like I mentioned, way before the Christmas in July. And if you know how the Christmas in July sale works, I had no idea they were releasing new eyeshadow palettes. They never gave us any sneak peek and indication. We knew maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks prior to the sale happening. So I had no idea that I was going to get that many palettes. From the Sydney Grace sale, it worked out that way because they've released them specifically for that sale. So I don't want you guys to think that, oh, I'm getting rid of these because I'm bringing in more in. That's not my intentions. That's never how I declutter. I try to be very meaningful and mindful of what I declutter, knowing that the amount of people around me are very limited nowadays that take makeup, and I don't want it to go to waste. I want it to go to someone who will use and enjoy them, or can find somebody who will use and enjoy them. So that's my thing. I don't know if I will sell any of these, to be honest with you. If I can't find anyone to take any of my palettes, I'll put them on my Poshmark. I'll try Macari if you guys are interested in that. But I try to find someone first that will enjoy them and love them. So anyway, that's all that I have. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me on these? Should I keep any of these? Would you ever let go of any of these? Let me know in the comment section. I love to hear your input on all of this stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. More videos on the screen for your enjoyment. Until then,